All right, here we are, about to get started with episode 104, Pathfinder Goodness. A little late today. Not too late, it's 7:12. I usually start these sessions 6:30, 7 o'clock, so we're good. Yeah, this is episode 104, continuing our Abomination Vaults AP, or campaign, however you want to see it. We got Jesse in tonight. That's good. Playing Sheppy. That's good. You're playing remotely, right, Jess?
Yep.
Yes, you are. Okay. That's perfectly fine. Got some old characters returning in the form of Bjorn, as well as Sheppy, of course, and some new characters who are going to are slowly finding themselves getting pulled into this story and what's actually happening here. We'll see how that resolves as we get on with this. So let's do our introductions. Introduce all the players, because we got quite a few tonight. We're going to start with Rachel. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, Rachel. A little bit about your character, because it's new now. It's a new character plan. Go for it.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Hey, I'm Rachel. I play Aura Sirik. She is an elf. Because, I can't keep away from them now. But she is an elven fighter, just straight fighter. She has a lot of skills. I believe she'll be a good asset to the team. Just when you think she doesn't know something, or, oh, look at that fighter. But she won't know anything about this occultism stuff. Well, she does. She really, really does. So I'm hoping I can use some of her intelligence. She mostly keeps quiet. She looks pretty serious, but she is actually quite friendly, and she on occasion jokes with her other party members that she's entered in with. Yeah.
Awesome, I love it. Great artwork, too. Okay. Thanks for that, Rachel. And returning once again, we've got Ted. What are you playing tonight, Ted? Your character's new. You were in the last session like Aura was. Tell us a little more about your character, as well as yourself.
Well, hey, folks, I'm Ted. Tonight I am playing Rue. Rue is a catfolk barbarian rogue with a bit of a fiery temper. Typically pretty standoffish to people he doesn't know. If you're a part of his inner circle, his group, his new tribe, you are essentially family, and he will treat you as such. He can be a little chaotic, a little unpredictable, but he's there to the end, and he's loyal to his friends.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Ted. A little bit more about his character. Catfolk. Catfolk. Right. Dizzy, how about you? What are you playing tonight? You got a new character as well.
I play Celine, who is a angelkin. She is also a cleric of the group, so hopefully she can help the group in their time of need.
Is it cleric? Cleric of who?
She is a cleric of Shalyn.
Oh.
Shalyn, hopefully I pronounced that right.
Shalyn. Alright, let's open up your character sheet here. You're also a Nephilim. Very important aspect to your character. And we'll learn more about that side of the character as we go on. A human Nephilim. Which, if you don't know, Nephilim is pretty much could be a lot of things. That's how you wind up with tieflings. That's how you wind up with Asimar and that kind of thing. Celestial beings. Could be all kinds of different things that might come out. But you're not limited to just those things. Like, you have aspects that you can draw from that might be coming from a bunch of different things. hence Nephilim. And we'll see what comes out with Dizzy's new character. And Jesse, you're returning once again. You old hat, you. What are you playing tonight?
Hey guys, I'm Jesse, and I will be playing Sheppy, who
Yes.
needs no introduction. I'm sure everybody knows now that he is a sorcerer of fire and everything that burns. And he's getting a little bit of PTSD lately because a lot of his friends have died and disappeared.
What's going on?
Yeah,
I leave this place for 5 minutes and everybody's dead.
we'll see what's going on with Sheppy as we go.
Jesse, you get a hero point to start the
Thank you.
session with. And of course, we have Kyle. Once again, Kyle, what are you playing tonight? Because you had last session, something terrible happened. Terrible. So who are you playing tonight?
Wow, how y'all doing? I'm Kyle, and I'll be playing Bjorn,
Bjorn. There you go.
the frontline heavy hitter. He's 7'1", 290, so he's a beast of a man. Very grizzled. A man of few words, but does come off very commanding and authoritative. He's fought in many a battle side by side with Sheppy. They gutted many creatures together on both Sheppy and Val before. He's 7'1", 290, got long flowing red hair, big long red beard. Of course, he has his helmet on right now. So the only thing you can really see are these piercing, sorrowful blue eyes. And he has once again picked up the charge because he got a message spell from a very particular person that's important to him. And now Bjorn is on the warpath. Literally.
Excellent, Kyle. And so that's our players tonight. We got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players tonight. Excellent. Awesome. And Sheppy, you're back in Otari briefly. You had to pick up some hot dogs or whatever was going on. I don't know, but you're racing back to get back there. However, your mind does not pick up flames. It does not pick up a fire where your friends may be. You're not seeing the fire with your companions. So we're going to let the companions, once they get this combat finished, so you have to wait a bit, unless a fire appears, you would sense that and be able to appear during the combat. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for that opportunity. There's a downside to that spell, you know. Now, Ted, what is this note here you sent me? About Arthurian's body? You mean Cadwin's body?
No. As it's read, it was just a random thought that popped in my head when Sheppy came into the channel.
I think you mean Honorian's body.
Actually, yeah.
Honorian. Arthurian is the other dwarf. So where is Honorian's body right now? If I recall, he's braced up against a wall. Not far from where Celine is standing. Below her a little bit, I think.
Last I remember, Celine was at a loss for words on what to do, what to say to the fallen man.
Yeah, I think she administered last rites, and then this combat picked up.
Rue had wrapped the body in his sleeping bag and had wrapped it in a spare hemp rope, and was going to originally was going to submerge the body so that it wasn't left for wild creatures to be drawn to and for it to be despoiled and what have you. But that didn't get to happen because combat started first.
All right, so the body is along the shore.
If that had been attempted, Celine would have lost her mind.
So what we'll do is we'll say the body is right near you, Celine. We'll use the treasure chest because that's essentially his equipment that's left. So he's right there. Maybe you're kind of protecting that body. All right, so we're going to start this session off in combat. So let's bring out the initiative. Now, Sheppy, briefly, is there anything we should know, the GM should know, about what you're doing back in Otari right now? You vamped out in the last session before there was a combat, I believe. Yeah, before this combat.
Yeah, he basically got out of there because he thought there was no hope to the situation. So he's just kind of sitting back, figuring out his next move and watching for any fires to pop up in his vicinity. Because he can sense any fire within 10 miles, 15 miles, something like that. And he can home in on that one fire. So if he senses a fire in the area of Botar in the vaults, he will go back.
Yeah, like you can test within 5 miles.
Yeah, well, I'll know if they build a fire in there. Back.
All right, we'll see if we can get you into this session before the combat ends. We'll see. All right, so let's see. We're in round 7. Before we get into that, let's not forget. Let's do a really brief recap. Kyle, anybody who wants to do that, you can do it now. You get an extra hero point. Just a real brief recap. Unless you want me to do it.
I can do it.
Go for it.
All right. We picked up last session. Things were looking pretty bleak. We had just kind of escaped that one combat and kind of were deciding what we were going to do. We had got Agatha's body out of there and brought it over to shore. And we were quickly forced to withdraw back due to lack of health and resources. So we kind of fell back from that. At that point, Cypher vanished. No idea where she went to. Sheppy stepped into a fire. He made fire. I'll be back, guys. And
hot dogs.
Yeah. And so it was just Norian and Caedwin then. And we decided we were going to double back and see if we can maybe recover Agatha's body once again. And things did not quite go to plan. Caedwin made it back. I think Norian got pretty heavily confused by a spell or something and limited him for quite a while. And then I believe Caedwin met the new companions. They kind of had a bit of a brief discussion, and then Caedwin actually got sucked into the water by one of these, we assume, giant fishes. Nasty things. They got tentacles, gnarly looking things. And that's whenever the party met Norian, and he was able to kind of give them a brief rundown about what's happened, who the people are, the people they're searching for, the other companions on the upper levels, i.e. the people in the safe rooms. And then we met the visage of Belcorda once again, and things did not go to plan. Kind of that saying, best laid plan doesn't survive first contact, and it did not survive first contact. Norian literally got scared to death. And then everybody kind of freaked out for a moment, and then the visage finally left after a time. I believe Rue was trying to get over to engage her, and so they kind of paid their respects to Norian there, and then they got engaged by this creature. And I believe that's where we're picking up right now, where I've entered the scene once again, and we're going to see if we can destroy this stork-looking thing. Foul, nasty, evil, gotta be purged.
Alright. We're on round 7. We're going to start this in a minute. But first, Let's pick up with something very briefly. Prepare yourself, Kyle.
Okay.
Honorian, you've been sitting in this cold chamber, surrounded by blackness. In front of you, engulfed in a blue light, is this large, skeletal, hooded being who seems to be sitting in a throne that seems to be shaped of bones. Bones lie all around its perimeter. You see moss surrounding the bones and even the throne. It speaks to you, Honorian. You feel you can't even move. You're not breathing. Your eyes are wide open. They do not blink. And as you sit there, these whispers come into your mind, seemingly from the throned skeletal creature, who looks as if it could stand. It would be 10 or 12 or even taller. Whispers, mutterings go through your mind. For what seems like an eternity, they keep muttering at you. Failure. Failure. You let down everyone around you. You are a failure. Images. You see your family. You see Bjorn. You see Grizzleton. His image, just a shadow, and in the distance. You feel as if you only could cry. It might bring some respite, but your eyes are dry. Staring blankly forward, they do not blink. You feel reaching all around your body, claws grabbing at your flesh, tearing at your legs and your arms. Bony fingers. But you can't turn to look. You sense them, you feel them. You want to scream in pain, but you can't. And suddenly, there is a focused word. I want you to make a will save first. It's going to be very difficult. Now you have 1 hero point for Honorian.
Let me find the name here.
All right, you do that.
Do you want this public or blind?
Public. Okay.
28.
You hear the words, redemption, repeat in your head. You and Orion have failed many, but I am going to give you a chance of redemption. You cannot refuse. I only need to know one more thing. How do you respond to this? Physically, mentally? What are you thinking?
Yeah. If Honorian could stand up, he'd kind of posture a bit. Chance of redemption. I did everything I could to protect my family. I'm here and they're not. I consider that a fair trade.
You have no choice. And suddenly you feel coldness creeping up between your toes and around your feet and working its way up your legs. You feel it on your forearms and elbow and fingertips, and it starts to grow up your shoulders and towards your neck. It's cold. It's green. It's a moss. And it begins to envelop your entire being. If only you had your spells, your power. But nothing. And it begins to come up over your mouth. It begins to, where your lips are cracked, it begins to penetrate the lips and go into your mouth. You taste it. It's earthy. It's old. And it begins to come up to your eyes. And suddenly, it begins to encase your eyes. And all is black once again. And silence. All right? We're going to leave that right there. Now, let's get back to the encounter. Round 7. We're at the start of round 7. We're going to start off with Celine. So, Dizzy, you're up first. Cleric, what do you do?
Okay, let's see here. What do I got? Let's see here. What is the range? Gonna do a 2-action healing spell towards the island.
You can do whatever you want. You need a target.
Target is gonna be right basically where Rue, Bjorn, and Aru are. In that area.
You're doing a 3-action?
Yes.
Or it's a 30-foot emanation, which means it's coming from something. You, basically. So if that emanation can reach those folks from you, there you go. It emanates from you. So it's out of range. You would have to move.
Son of a bitch.
You would have to move or target the spell. Do a 2-action on the target within... Well, it's probably a range of 30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, so she can move and then 2 actions a single target.
You'd have to move.
Alright. I'll be changing it from 3-action to 2-action. 1 action she'll be spending to move 25 feet, I believe.
Go ahead.
To...
I unpaused the game.
I believe... right about that area. And then she'll be casting the 2-action heal.
You're moving to there?
Yes.
All right, you're going to be diving into the water.
She has her wings activated.
Oh. Does it take an action to do?
I would have had it activated before the event, so...
Okay, but make sure you state that fact beforehand, okay?
Alright.
All right, your wings are activated. What exactly does that allow you to do? Put that in the chat
Allows
so I
her-
can see it.
Posted.
They remain for 10 minutes, so it's important to know when you actually activate these things. I'll let you keep them up in this case. You gain a fly speed equal to your speed while you've manifested. Okay, so you're essentially starting the combat with the wings out. I'll give you that. So you didn't have to spend any actions to do this. Now to fly, you have to start to move, and you could be flying. But here's the thing with flying. You have to remember, you always have to spend an action flying every time your turn comes around. Now, if you're going to land, that's a different case. So, you want to just basically move over there, hover over the water, and get on the thing, you could do
Right.
that. What's your fly speed?
Fly speed is 25.
25. So that's 25 feet. We'll do it that way. So there you are. There's one action. You flew over to the rock's edge. You got 2 more actions.
Last 2 actions will be the concentrated healing spell.
Okay. So who's the target?
Target will be Rue.
Where is Rue? Okay. 77 points, Rue. Alright, we're going to move on to the creature who finds himself engaged on all 3 sides. Bjorn, Rue, and Aura have engaged him on all 3 sides. Let me look at the map here closely. Alright. It lets out a screech of terror as you suddenly appear. Bjorn, you're last in the round. You moved last in the last round. And engage this beast. And it kind of goes into a frenzy. Give me a number. Well, let's roll a d6. Going clockwise, starting with Rue. Let's see who becomes its first victim, shall we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's on Bjorn. Alright, Bjorn. Makes sense. It's going to make a melee attack against you. Its beak rises in the air and makes these repeated attacks at you, trying to catch you with its beak. You can see almost these teeth, nasty, gnarled teeth within the beak as it opens each time. It's going to get a 43.
Critical.
That is a...
Let me check something.
That was a good roll.
Yep, no, can't negate it. That's critical.
Critical hit on Bjorn. It catches you totally off guard. $54 points of beak damage on you. That's piercing and deadly D8.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. So that's one action. And it's going to attempt to bowl over as if it's trying to get to something. Now this might open it up to some attacks, but it doesn't care. It's going to try and bowl over, i.e. shove. Aura. So what is your fortitude DC?
It is 28.
Needs to beat a 28. It gets an 11 plus modifier 35. So it's successful at that. So what's going to happen is it's going to push you back 5 feet.
Does it stride after me too?
It will. And as go ahead and make your attacks of opportunity if you have them. Or what is it called?
A reactive strike.
Reactive strike.
Reactive strike.
Would that include me too?
No. You're being attacked.
Yeah, it moved with you. So that's a miss for me.
Oh, wait a minute. The shove, even if it includes the move, is not considered move in this case. It's all an attack. So there's no attack of opportunity.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
happy.
It's just part of the success.
Right.
Yeah, they reworded it.
Well, it's an attack. It's a shove. Next. So that's that. And as I was saying, Aura, as you fall back, you almost stumble. Right under your feet are these large, round stones. They look like stones. They're right like in almost like a nest configuration. And then it begins to attack you. It's another beak strike on the elf. This will be its third. because a shove is also considered an attack. So 27 just hits you, unless you have something.
My
I
AC is
got
27.
I got something. For reaction. Glimpse of Redemption. And she is within 15 feet.
An enemy damages your ally, and both are within 15 feet of you. The ally and the target?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they both have to be within 15 feet, and they are. So then you get to choose whether or not the ally takes no damage, or if the creature is enfeebled too and she gets resistance.
And that'd be 11 resistance.
Yep, that would be 11 resistance.
Are you a champion?
Champion archetype, multi-talented.
I think you went redemption, I believe.
Yep. With the multi-talented feat, I got champion.
So which did you choose, Rachel?
Glimpse of Redemption.
Which did you choose?
Oh, it's the Game
foe
Master
chooses.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
the
me.
Game Master chooses. Yeah, the way I always work it out. Actually, I'll let you have fun with the Glimpse of Redemption, and I can give you my thoughts on it later.
All right, let me read this. Effect champion's resistance. Who does that go on?
That goes on Aura.
Yeah, it'd go on me because I'm the one being attacked.
All right, put that on you. So either the ally is unharmed by the triggering damage. That sounds okay. Or the ally gains resistance to all damage except the triggering damage, equal to 2 plus your level. After the damaging effect is applied, the enemy becomes enfeebled. Nah, I'm not worried about enfeebled. So we'll just say that you don't take any damage from this, which would have been 17 points. Yeah. So it's done.
Okay, then I'll take that off because that just gives me the resistance. So if you chose the first one, then I don't have that resistance.
Gotcha. All right, the creature's done. We're gonna go to Rue.
Rue is going to step up to the creature and continue to lay into it with his scimitar.
Nice. It's just a normal hit. No. You hit by 7. 22. What is this? Fire?
No, this is got fire. 6.6 damage. It is fire because I'm raging. So
Describe what this looks like.
So right now, Rue is surrounded by a vortex of flame. He's raging. Anytime he rages, he becomes surrounded by this fire. It's a representation of his inner anger, his rage, manifests through his elemental ties as this inferno. Any of his attacks include partial fire damage. So with the scimitar, the creature takes 16 slashing and 6 fire.
Nice. All right. Flames erupt all around the creature, and the wound that you cut into this creature begins to sear itself and begins to smolder with smoke. It reels back in pain from the attack. That was your first attack.
And Rue will do it again.
It's still off guard. 30 is going to be a hit. Oh, it's a miss. Very close, though. Want to use a hero point?
No, not yet. But we will try that one more time.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
We'll let it go.
Very good. Good, Rue. Aura, now it's time to feel the wrath of the elven blade you carry. Well, it looks like an elven blade anyway. What do you do?
Well, since Rue successfully hit in that last round, I'm going to use my United Assault to gain a circumstance bonus to my damage.
Ooh.
It'll just be a bonus of 1. But you know what? If I can hit, it'll be worth it, right? Any damage helps. So I will put that in the chat. And here's my strike. I hit it!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! And I'm going to hit damage, but we'll just have to manually add the +1.
Okay.
So that was 15 slashing.
Okay.
Then I will spend 2 actions to strike. To make sure this one tries to hit, to give myself a +2 circumstance bonus to the attack.
Ranged weapon strike?
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta really look at the specific ones, because the combat assessment was melee, my incredible aim, and I don't have quick draw. Yeah, well then I will use my second action to just strike with my multi-attack penalty normal. That one is a miss. And then I will raise my shield.
Okay. Bjorn, you're up.
Right. Gonna take a 5-foot step down, and we're gonna see if we can bring the pain. You know what? I'm gonna hero point it. I got 2 of them. Why not? Oh, that one. Yeah, not gonna happen. Alright, well, let's try this again then. Hit. Normal. It's gonna be another 15 points of slashing damage. And that's all I got.
Bjorn, as you take a step and you start laying into this creature as it begins to almost retreat towards the elf. You don't know these individuals. You don't know who they are, but they seem to have a common enemy. This creature in front of you. The cat folk-like creature, at least he looks like one, is unusual. And you relate to it somehow, thinking to your brother, Honorian. But he's all surrounded by flames and fire, not as if he's in danger, but as if it's coming from his very being, his blade in particular. You also notice that the fire that accompanies this catfolk creature tends to ignite flames close by to him. In fact, right here, some fungus has actually caught on fire. we'll see if that fire continues to grow. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Celine, devout follower of Shellin, protecting the body of the fallen warrior, Honorian. Where are you? Oh, I'm sorry, you're not there anymore. You've left the body. You're now hovering in the air. Now, let's make this clear. I'm assuming that you landed on the ground here. You're not actually flying anymore, correct?
She was going to move another 5 feet to land on the island before
All right,
she
so you're
did
still
any more
flying?
action. Correct.
All right, so that means when your turn comes around, you have to spend at least one action flying so you don't drop to the water. So, make your action flying.
Alright, she's going to fly
Boop, 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 boop.
to there before land. Her last action she's going to do. She's going to cast... Let's see here. Last 2 actions, she's going to cast healing on Honorian. Not Honorian, but Bjorn.
Bjorn? Okay. Roll your dice.
Honorian gets 60... God dang it. Bjorn gets 67 points of health back.
Don't feel bad. I'm still the same.
Okay. Excellent.
And that's it.
Gonna go to the creature once again. Who's looking left and right in desperate need. He looks desperate. He's been damaged. He's got smoldering feathers. He's got wounds gaping from him. Blood dripping from its body. Green-tinted blood. It seems very focused on the elf, however. Let me see something real quick. Sheppy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I'm starting to sense a fire.
Yes, exactly. You're sitting there along the coastline, underneath the docks, where you like to contemplate eating fish mostly. But you're thinking, and you're pressing your fingers against your temples, and you're closing your eyes, and you're thinking, how can I leave my friends? They must still be down there. If only I could feel a fire. And you start focusing and focusing and focusing where you came from last. You start to feel a warmth in your mind. It's beginning to take shape, you see. A growing flame, but it's too small. It needs to be bigger, enough to envelop your own body so that you can materialize within it. You continue to wait. In the meantime, we're going to go back to this creature. It raises its head as if to strike you, elf, but it doesn't. Instead, its maw begins to open and a loud screech begins to fill the air. I need everybody to make a will save. Everybody.
Blind or public?
Doesn't matter to me. Make it public if you want. It's going to be difficult. Except for Rue. You're perfectly fine. You've heard this nonsense before, Rue. Celine, you
35.
are also good. Everybody else, that's Bjorn and Aura. You're not so lucky. You are both confused. It's so loud and screeching. What is this? And you're looking left and right confused. Perhaps enemies are sneaking up behind you. It echoes everywhere. It's quite disturbing. So Bjorn and Aura, you're both confused. And I'll remind you, when you're confused, you are considered off guard. You don't treat anyone as your ally, and you can't use reactions, delay, or ready. All your actions are determined by the GM. You use your actions to attack or cast offensive cantrips. The target is determined randomly by the GM. If you have no other targets, you attack yourself automatically. Just roll damage. When damaged by an attack or spell, however, you get to attempt a DC 11 flat check to end the confusion. So pain and damage will basically wake you up from this. We'll see how long it lasts outside of that. All right? And we're going to go to Rue. You're not bothered by this screeching. In fact, it infuriates you. The flames begin to rise off your body even higher. What do you do?
This noise is not necessary. It hurts my ears. Make you stop. And he's going to strike at it again. And again. And again.
Miss.
We're going to hero point out.
Let me double check and make sure he's off guard. Yes, he is. So that's a miss. Okay, hero point. It's a hit. Okay. It's a hit. Feel free to describe these attacks.
Now, as the noise he's heard before, he knows what it's done. It makes you not yourself, and it makes him even angrier. So he's laying into this thing, just blow after blow, and because the scimitar has the forceful trait, each one seems to hit a little bit harder.
That's right, extra damage. Did that add your bonus damage?
Yes, it did.
So it's 25 total.
And we'll let that one.
That one missed? Yes, it
The
did.
third one missed. We'll let it go.
Alright, awesome. Okay, we're gonna go to Aura.
What does she do?
It's up to you.
Well, she's confused. It's up to you.
Oh, that's right. Oh. Thanks
Sorry,
for
it was
reminding
more
me.
it was more of a question than like a rhetorical question.
I don't know what I was thinking. I lost myself there. All right. I feel cool. Awesome. All right. Let's see. You've only got one other target. Well, wait a minute. The target is turned randomly. That could be the creature as well as Bjorn, honestly. So let's randomly determine which one, either the creature or Bjorn. Odds it's going to be on... Well, you give me a number between 1 and 6, Bjorn.
4.
Okay, so evens. 3. It's going to be on the creature. So I'll let you make that roll and roll the damage on the creature.
Assuming with the scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oof. Miss.
Just a miss.
Go ahead and make a second attack. Same creature. No, actually, yeah, same creature. That's a miss. All right, the last one we're going to roll again.
Okay.
And evens, it's on Bjorn. Nope, odd. Third attack on the creature. All right. That's a miss. All right. Your confusion does not help. All right, you can take your confusion away as we go to Bjorn. Your mind begins to clear, Aura, after those blows. Ineffective blows. You're up, Bjorn.
I'm confused as well, so what do I do?
Oh, jeez, I forgot again. See, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this. All right, so let's see. You've got a bunch of targets, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, working from top to bottom. Let's roll a d6 and see who you attack first. Starting with Rue. All right, it's going to be on the elf. You're going to lash it out at her with whatever weapon you got in your hand. Go ahead and make your attack.
I'm sorry, fam.
27 armor class.
That's a critical hit.
That is a critical hit.
Gonna be measly damage, thank goodness, on the 18.
Oh, I'm not confused. Never mind. I did not raise my shield because I was confused that turn. Alright, yes. Took the damage.
Okay, you're no longer confused, so that doesn't matter. Bjorn, your second attack. Same thing. We're going to roll d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top to bottom. It's going to be the elf again.
I'm sorry, fam. I ain't doing this.
25.
That's a miss.
It's a miss. Final attack. Let's roll d6. Rue. $24, Rue. Does that hit you?
That is a miss.
It's a miss. Okay.
Thank goodness.
Your confusion goes away. Your mind begins to focus once more, Bjorn. What have I done? You think to yourself. Celine, you're up.
How's that fire going?
Oh yeah, let me roll dice for that. It's too small. There's a 1 to 2 chance it would have gotten bigger, but no. So, Celine, what do you do?
Can I do a recall knowledge on this creature that we're currently fighting?
Go ahead and give me, for one of your actions, Arcana or Nature.
Okay.
Have you tried
Going
this?
with Arcana.
Have you tried this before?
No.
Chapt did.
That was you? Okay. Never seen this creature before. It looks like some type of bird, but you don't see any wings. You've never imagined such a creature could exist. It's very unusual. Somebody did a recall knowledge, and I think it was a Norian.
If I have
Yeah, I
that
think so.
combat assessment, but I think I failed every time.
Alright, so Celine, you could attempt it again. These things get harder as you go on, though. It's up to you if you want to do it. Very strange creature. Yeah.
Last 2 actions. Let's see if I remember the spell right. Around the creature, you would start to see this like faint humming of what seems to be a white bluish glow just slowly start to like rise around this creature, and as everybody's focused on it, you see Celine on the rock, like, glowing with the same faint bluish white glow as she is casting Vitality Lash.
Nice.
Basic DC 27 Fortitude save.
Okay, roll your damage. And I'll make my save. Ooh, 21 points. All right, let's make the save. 27. It's basic. So it's successful, so it takes half damage. So 11. 11 points of damage. Vitality damage. It is not immune. It feels the power. And it hurts. Ah!
That's it for her.
Very good. Give yourself a hero point, Dizzy. Well described. We're going to move on to the creature. I got to roll a d4 here. Hold on. All right. It's going to go into a pecking frenzy. Give me a number between 1 and 6. Kyle?
5.
This is on you, Rue. 38. Does it hit?
It's critical.
Oof, it
Once
is.
of redemption.
Redemption kicks in.
Yeah.
Go ahead and describe that,
see-
Kyle.
Yeah, you would see as this creature kind of leans to peck, you and Aura both would see. I don't think I described Bjorn, but you would see this very tall. I don't know what your heights are, but very tall, very broad-shouldered individual with this large helmet that's got 2 antlers, one on each side, and he lifts the long sword aloft, and a golden light calls down from the heavens as he pushes the blade and points it at Rue. The light surrounds him, and Fritz, you may now make a choice.
No damage.
I'm starting to really like this.
No damage. Turns his attention on Aura. Begins pecking at you, Aura. 26. It's going to be a miss. Barely. Its final action. It's going to step. No, wait a minute. It would have to... It's going to do a shove on the elf once again. So that's considered an attack. What is your fortitude?
It's 28.
28. This is going to be a minus 10. So to this skill check. So 31. So that's going to be success. That'll knock you back 5 feet in this direction, straight back. And it's going to follow up. And that's going to end its turn. We're going to move on to Rue, who's surrounded in flames.
That doesn't trigger an attack roll.
No,
There's a 5 foot. Okay.
no, it's all attack. Considered an attack.
Okay. Well, Rue is going to step and close that distance. This creature is not getting away. His anger seems to be reaching its peak. The fires are burning hotter. Just full flavor here. This creature's got to go. It's hurting his family. It's causing unnecessary pain and confusion, and he does not like it. As he lays into this creature once more. We will
Oh, Jesus. The last 2 sessions, our dice rolls have been complete garbage.
31. There you go. That should be a hit. Yeah, it is. Off guard. All right. 21 damage.
Yep, 21 there. Second attack. That's a hit. And each blow will land harder as his weapon has a forceful trait.
Describe how you finish this creature off, and it wails in pain from your blows and the fire and the flames.
With a mighty, angry roar, he unleashes his rage upon this creature, slashing into it again and again, each one bearing the weight as momentum is built up upon with his weapon until it finally delivers the final killing blow, ending this creature, and the flames go out in a silent hiss.
And as this creature wails in pain and feels the scimitar cuts into its flesh and begins to topple down to the ground, its body is just engulfed in flame. Sheppy, you feel this sudden burst of heat. Fire! You picture it in your head. It's a flame. Ah, by chance! Do you cast your spell?
Yes, sir.
And as the fire and the flames engulf this creature and rise several feet above its body, and it almost becomes motionless at one point, you reel back, Aura. Rue, even you were surprised at the fire. Bjorn, you fall back as well, but you have to look again. You take a second take. Looking into the flames, you see a strange shape begin to appear with the flames themselves. You see this little 3-foot-tall, nasty-looking, ugly creature suddenly appear, and it becomes more and more opaque until suddenly it... Go ahead and describe your entrance, Jesse. Sheppy.
Sheppy appears in the flames, fireballs in both hands, and comes rushing out. Where is it? Where is it? I'll kill it now! And it's gone. Where is it?
Oh, Sheppy, you are a sight for sore eyes.
What are you doing here? Oh.
What am I doing? My brother sent me a message. Something is wrong. I came to offer help. What are you doing here?
It's the fire in those times. I came through as quick as I could. That's for sure. I was coming to help.
And as the fires begin to die down on this body, as do the fire balls in the hands of this goblin, you recognize each other, Bjorn, Sheppy. You turn about behind you, Sheppy, and even you, Bjorn. Now that the silence is starting to return and the flames have died down, the creature has been defeated, you see 1, 2, 3 remaining individuals who are now motionless at this point. You all are. And kind of in a stare down, like, who are you?
Yeah, Bjorn's going to motion for Sheppy to get behind him.
At this point, seeing this little demonic creature come leaping out of the fire, Rue has his scimitar drawn back to strike, but kind of holds his arm, seeing that it's conversing with the one who'd been helping.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend.
How about you, Aura? How do you react to this now the creature has been felled and lays motionless? Your eyes look over at this goblin creature and this large warrior, bedecked in armor and a large sword?
Longsword.
Longsword.
She'll kind of calmly comment the fact that she's like, is it just never ending over here? I thought we weren't in the Darklands. And she makes just like a very flat, bland joke. And speak, tiny green one. Are you friends? Do you know each other?
Know each other. Since the beginning. I don't know you.
Yes, we've fought the gauntlet together so far. Your faces are new to me. What is your purpose here? And he's coming across in a very loud and aggressive tone. The only thing you could really see is the piercing blue eyes coming from the slits in his helmet.
It looks like there's a fight here. Did they help?
More like I helped them. I was searching for Honorian and the others. Do you know anything, Shep?
As far as I know, there was a. What did not look good?
Where did you last see them?
They were in the room past the lake.
And you two. Have you encountered anyone else in your travels?
Rue, at the mention of Honorian's name, will kind of lower his weapon, glance across the water to where the body lies, look to Aura, before looking back to Bjorn.
Well, speak, or did the creature peck out your tongues as well?
Celine at this point would have, you'd start to hear the whooshing of wings as Celine is now in the air, and she moves over to the island. Hopefully hearing the conversation between everybody that's on the other island, she would speak up and go, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately Honorian has fallen. And she would look directly at Bjorn, waiting to see what his reaction, because she knows that Honorian's very dear to Bjorn, but she also knows that whenever Bjorn goes not very happy, he tends to clearly show it.
Yeah, his gaze immediately snaps to Celine. Where is the body?
The body is currently... Honorian's currently prepped up against the wall with his hands in his lap, and I did what I could. Aru did what she could. We couldn't save him.
Kind of makes this kind of guttural sound, kind of almost like a bear, almost. He looks down to Aura. Been rather quiet. My name is Bjorn. And you are?
I'm Aura, and I'll be honest, I don't think I was expecting to meet any other people here today. You say you're fighting in this same noble quest that the others had spoken of, this Belcora?
Yes, I fought here long before they did.
Well, it seems me and those I travel with, Rue and Celine, it seems we've gotten quite lost.
Bjorn's gonna take one step toward Aura. Kind of, his eyes kind of going up and down her, kind of examining her kit and equipment. Lost. From where did you come from?
Seems we've gotten sidetracked while we were exploring the Darklands. Now, I don't suppose we know how to get back, but when we had spoken to Honorian, or perhaps the others, maybe somebody here knows how we would find our way out.
That route would be almost impossible now.
You said almost. So we have a chance.
Not really. A large elevator blocks the path. Even if you could ascend to the top, you couldn't pierce it. Seems you're stranded here just like we are. Chappie, you should find the rest of the team. If nothing else, than to give them a proper burial.
I almost feel like it's my fault. But yes, we can go. It's across the lake. I don't know how we're gonna get there now.
He was my brother, Chappie. You didn't let him down.
I hope you can forgive me bailing out of there, but I would be dead too, I'm sure.
Oh, Chappie, I forgive you. How many times have you saved me in battle?
Suppose. But we should go.
Hold
These
on.
others, they seem like they know what they're doing. I'm sure they can help.
There is a boat back to the north. Back
I
where the
also got a
north dragged
boat as
the
well.
water.
Selene's gonna look at Bjorn and go, what do you want to do about Honorian?
I will bury him. But more pressing, seems you are all three lost here, and we are in need of support. I assume you're under some sort of mission or task. If you can help me and Sheppy destroy this evil in the gauntlet, then I will assist you in your task. The time is growing short. Belcor's power is growing.
Well, we've already been delayed this much. I think that's a fair trade. And she extends her hand and also looks at the people she's been traveling with, her companions. Kind of like, we okay with this?
Rue just kind of nods.
Bjorn will take her hand, and then she would see this massive paw of a hand kind of grip her hand firmly, but not hurting. She could definitely tell he's seen a lot of combat, both inside the gauntlet and out.
And she'll kind of match that energy right back.
A soldier, huh?
Selene would just look at Bjorn and go, wait, did you say your name is Bjorn?
I did.
As in Honorian's older brother, Bjorn.
The younger brother.
You'll see Selene rack her head for a few seconds, look back and go, well, I guess it makes sense why you wouldn't remember me then.
Should I remember you? As Bjorn flips his helmet off, you would all see flowing red hair down to his shoulders, a large, thick red beard on full display.
Selene does a double look and goes, I guess you don't remember me from the rebellion I helped you with?
There were many that served in that rebellion, Honorian included.
I guess, given time, I guess I can definitely see why you wouldn't remember me now. At this point, Selene's just like, let's not make this awkward.
Rue just kind of shakes his head and starts back across to the other side.
Shippy walks over to Rue and kind of pokes him a little bit. You made fire, didn't you? What is it?
It's my fire. Poke me again and you might find out more about it.
Celine
Think
looks
I like
over
Be
at
friends.
I think I like this, Rue.
Celine looks over
You'll
at
have to show me again.
Rue and Shep and go. Kind of reminds me of. Let's see here. She racks her brain for a few more seconds. She goes. Kind of reminds me of the bear that I knew long ago.
Yes, Ted. The cat seems to be very much bear-esque. And he'll kind of also hold out a hand to Rue. Bjorn.
Rue will look at the hand, then he'll take it. He'll take it in a warrior's grip, grasping him by the forearm. I am Rue of the Southlands.
I'm Bjorn of the Starstone Isle.
And I'm Shippy of Otari, a fishery.
He likes bows. Don't mind him.
I like fire. What are you talking about?
Celine just turns to Orin and goes, "Don't worry about Bjorn. He's good. We're good."
I'll take your word for it.
Judging by your equipment and mobility, or I say that you've had considerable training.
I have most of my life, in fact. And like as there's talk, kind of like just Aura looks back, and she begins to make her own way back to the mainland and off the rock. But before she does, she wants to take a look at the bird. Now that now that we're not in combat, can we like just examine what it is this thing might have been?
The flames have died down. You see a charred creature. It's got feathers all over it, but you don't see where it had any wings. It's basically a wingless bird. You also notice that underneath it, those round stones, one of them is cracked. It's an egg.
Well, this is an interesting turn of events. Aura's just going to take a couple feathers that aren't as burned, kind of like a personal trophy. And then she will take the egg.
Okay, put a little egg in your inventory. Just create an item and you can do that. And as you're poking around doing this, now Bjorn, you have you're the one with the light here, right? You got your...
Yeah, the light on the gauntlet.
Right, you got the gauntlet. So there is light going on here. Near one of the eggs, you see a reflection. It flares up as you move the egg from the light of Bjorn. There's something there. What do you do,
What
Aura?
have you found, Aura?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm writing. I thought you said somebody else. I'm typing in the egg description so we don't forget where we found it. Because if I just put egg, I'll be like, oh, so it's one of the eggs where the worshippers were. What was the question? Can you repeat that?
From the
reflection?
the reflection from his light, something shiny is just underneath the eggs. As you pull up this one egg, it flashes up in your eye. What do you do?
Well, after I've moved the egg to reveal this, I'll mention it to the others, kind of like an invitation to come huddle around and look what I am going to reveal. And she moves to the side to try to find the source.
Yeah, John
Sheppy's
would kneel down.
Sheppy is also going to cast Detect Magic.
As you do, you feel a strong energy, a ping of something you've never experienced before.
I could tell the school of it too.
That there is no schools in the remaster anymore. But
Okay.
regardless,
We have an idea what we might be finding.
regardless, this is what appears in the hand of Aura.
Interesting.
I don't know if you intended to share all of that.
Yeah, I know it did that, didn't it? All
Yeah.
kinds of things in there. Well, that main one is
What-
the one that you see.
Was it the lens?
Yeah, I think it's something to hold the lens.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How peculiar.
I'm gonna
What do you
drag
think
that.
this could be for? And of course, Aura has no clue what the main quest or anything is, so she's just like, "What's this?" And she hands it to Bjorn or Sheppy, whoever has the most grabby hands. And she asks, "Does this make any sense to either of you, or do you think it's just some bauble left behind?"
It's part of a weapon. We were told that 3 lenses combined together would produce a weapon that was capable of destroying or weakening Belcora significantly. Cypher, one of our fellow companions, found one. This appears to be another.
You have many companions, just sprinkled about, don't you?
Most are dead, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate. But the two of you seem to have been brought together.
Loss brought me back.
You see Celine messing with her healer's gloves, kind of make sure that they're not damaged, while glancing over towards where Norton's body would have been hidden by the group, kind of now trying to figure out how she's going to get his body out of here.
If Aura doesn't resist, Bjorn would gently take the lens from her.
Yeah, oh yeah, she had already offered it up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it was either to you or Sheppy. I said whoever would be the most eager to grab it away.
Yeah, Bjorn would kind of stick it in his pack. Well, Sheppy, seems we found new allies one after all.
Yep. We're going to have to recover the lenses from the bodies as well. I hate to do it, but we're going to have to go back.
Indeed. But first, I have to tend to Nori. And then
Yes.
What's your intention, to take them back to Atari?
that's not possible at the moment. You'll have to get a burial here.
So everybody gets a hero point, except Celine, because I gave you one. Everybody gets a hero point.
Yep.
In addition, Bjorn, you have that item in your inventory.
Got it.
It's called Unusual Ochre Lens. You'll have to use Identify to find out details about it. But you did find that.
Okay. And Bjorn will kind of look to Aura. When Honorian fell, what did you do with his weapons and equipment?
We grabbed them, right? Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
the
Let's them
party,
know that we hate to see things go to waste, and we pocketed them.
I
Mostly,
make a request.
yeah. She says in a respectful manner. We've encountered other people in certain in certain situations similar to this one. We try, or personally, I have tried to, find where things might have belonged, and anything engraved in armor, we try to return to the families. After we, of course, make use of them depending on our own situations. This isn't our first adventure.
Did you acquire his shield?
I did. Among many things. And she'll show... It was the Sword Stealer's shield?
There's also a steel shield in his bag, I think.
Yep, I have both of those. So she says, which do you mean? This one? And she'll hold the steel shield. Or this one, and then it's obviously a different looking shield, the Sword Stealer.
He'll motion to the steel one. The other one might be of use for you. Would you mind if I take this one?
Go for it. And she hands it. She says, I have no use for 3 shields. In fact, I've carried a few things here and there, but I have to draw the line. This is too many. So I'll go ahead and add the steel shield. Actually, I'll put it back in the box here. You can take that.
Okay. Yeah, and then Bjorn will kind of take the shield and he'll look to Celine. Show me an Orion. And then he'll begin to make his way across.
Actually, before Bjorn does that, Aura kind of continues and says, now that we know that you're his brother, I feel that this rightfully belongs to you. And I'll just put some of the other stuff that I had taken from him. It's particularly the spell book. She doesn't know if that has sentimental value. Did you have chainmail?
Yeah, but I got +1 chainmail, so.
Okay. Well, she'll offer it to you.
No, thank you. My armor is sufficient for me.
Yeah, I have a bunch of different stuff, so just let me know what you had.
On an Orion?
Yeah.
I had +2 dagger, had +1 warhammer, had an earthbreaker.
Oh, okay, so all right. She hands the earthbreaker over.
He actually kept it.
You might enjoy this one as well. It's a nice sturdy weapon he had carried, and she'll hand the warhammer as well.
He'll kind of hold up a hand. More of a sword, man.
Well, while Bjorn's getting the weapons for Aura, Celine's gonna flap her wings, fly up in the air, and then she's gonna make her way over to the other side.
And Aura will just present it to Bjorn, and she'll have the striking dagger, and she'll say, I believe this was also his, but I've grown quite attached to it and would like to test this out in battle myself. If you don't mind.
Bjorn will kind of gently take the dagger and kind of feel the weight and the heft of it. And then he'll gently return it to her handle first. By all means. Seems we're going to be fighting and destroying Belcora together. You'll need every advantage you can get.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And should I find that it is not fancy me, or I don't fancy this weapon, then of course it will go to you next. Or should I fall in battle?
Thank you. You did him a great honor.
As you land on the other side, Celine, your wings begin to fatigue and grow tired. And they automatically, as soon as you land on the ground, they instantly start pulling back into your back. So you're done for the day with them.
Yep.
So make a little note. the last time you used them, it's once per day. So as not to get confused, wait till you're fully rested again before you can use them again. All right? We're not going to record the exact time that you stopped using them and then go 24 hours from there. We're just going to say till you rest again, okay? Like a spell that was cast. All right? Also, a little reminder, Bjorn, you have a boat that's on the other southeast side of this island you're standing on right now. The characters have mentioned another boat to the north, so there's basically 2 boats here.
I do have to go AFK for a few moments.
Okay.
Yeah, Bjorn will kind of head across and kind of with Aura and Sheppy in tow. Unless Sheppy doesn't want to swim, then Bjorn will take the boat up and around for him.
Yeah, Sheppy's definitely not swimming.
Okay, then we'll hop in the boat and swim up and around and kind of just disembark. And yeah, Bjorn will kind of spend a moment with an Orion there. Kind of pull as many of these loose crystals as he can to kind of make a makeshift kind of grave over him.
All right. With that, let's take a short break. You guys can think about your next move as you've gathered yourself on the opposite side now along the shoreline. Anorian's body wrapped, his equipment distributed. Bjorn to himself as he stares at his fallen brother. And the rest of you have gathered, watching. Sheppy, you're intrigued by this catfolk individual.
Yep.
And we're going to go to an intermission for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then we'll be back at it and see what the next move is. Folks, we'll talk to you again in about 5 or 10 minutes. Be right back.
All right.
All right, we're back. Short little break. Whoops, I'm hearing myself. Gotta mute Twitch. There we go. Once again, Dizzy has been nice enough to stream for us over on her Twitch channel. It's Dizzy Rogue 87. You can find her on Twitch. Links are in the end outro. Otherwise, you gotta wait till I get these up about a month or so after the fact. So you guys watching on Twitch, you're lucking out. You get to see this madness live. All right, we're gonna pick up where we left off. Just had a desperate battle on an island, which ended up finding a strange lens after defeating the strange fey creature that lived there. Tucked away in her nest of eggs was found an ochre lens, very similar to the one the companions, or the heroes, already have. Different color, different look and feel to it, but there's something powerful about this. It'll take some skill trying to identify exactly what the properties of this lens are, of course, but Bjorn's convinced that this is something we need if we are to defeat or even confront this Belcora. We shall see. He has it tucked away at the moment. You've gathered yourselves on the other side of the island here. You have a boat. There's another boat to the north that you remember, where Agatha's body was left, where the heroes approached from the north. Speaking of Aura, Rue, and Celine. You have the body of Honorian here, Bjorn. You've got that to figure out, and you've got to form this group up of motley characters, including Sheppy, and make some decisions about where do we go now. So I'm going to go to you. What do you do, Bjorn?
Bjorn kind of took the loose crystals around that he could find and kind of neatly piled them over top of Honorian, kind of making this little grave-like-esque thing. Completely in silence. Nobody heard him anything, didn't show any emotion as he stood up and turned around. Across the river, there were more demons in Urufon. Seems our way to get back. We'll have to pick a fight and go through them.
I think that's something we'll be able to manage.
Aura, how do you prefer to engage in combat?
I can handle myself face to face, but I prefer a little bit of distance.
Fantastic. Rue, form up. You're on me. Aura, keep in the Midlands. Celine, Sheppy, keep as far back as you can, but still well within range. There's only one way we're going to come out of this alive. I refuse to bury any more friends or family here.
You just see Celine nodding her head while she's got her arms crossed, kind of glancing over Norian's body, also fidgeting with her healer's gloves as she's kind of still feeling like she's slightly failed the group, not able to keep him alive.
Bjorn would notice her gloves. Impressive artwork.
Celine glances at Bjorn, looks at her gloves, and she goes, "They were engraved a long time ago to commemorate a battle that was won but cost a great deal of lives."
Yes, the Battle of the Northern Moors.
Then you would remember me, hopefully.
Never said I didn't remember you before. We will speak on it later. For now, into the boat. Rue, how good are you in combat without a sword in your hand?
By steel or by claw, not many survive an encounter with me.
None have with me so far. Load up and prepare for combat.
All right, in the boat, who is going to be rowing? There's room for 2 people to row this boat.
Bjorn will be rowing one set.
I will be rowing the other.
Oh, goody! I get to work with the Fae.
Who's in the back steering? There's room for 2 people. 1 person will steer. Who wants to steer? Celine? Okay.
I want to be in the front so I can launch a fireball at him.
I don't think it'd be
distance.
Celine. Celine would be trying to keep her hands free in case she needs to heal.
Okay, but are you in the back or the front?
He'd probably be in the back.
Okay. Sheppy, you're in the front?
Yep.
Rue?
If nobody else is doing it, Rue will steer.
Yeah, somebody has to steer it.
I figured I did it last time. Let someone else take control.
I'm just a humble roller troll here, okay?
Okay, so we're going to use the party token here to represent the boat. So we'll put you out there in the water, making all kinds of noise as you do so. So let me see, we're unpaused. Go ahead, Ted, if you'd like to navigate and move the boat where you think the party wants to go, just go ahead and move, and I'll deduct enough time to take into account the speed of the boat.
I don't need the token.
Oh yeah, I think we need to be assigned to the token or something. I don't see anything.
That's the party token. Alright, let me make a new one. Oh wait, sorry, it was invisible. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
It was invisible. My bad. Alright. Alright.
What's the speed of the boat?
Just move where you want to. Don't go crazy. Move 8 or so squares at a time. I'll pause the game if I need to.
Yeah, if you go up and around and work around this side, then maybe we could dock over there.
I don't have permission to move it.
Are you kidding me? It's the party token. Alright. Is that good?
Yep.
Alright, now where? At this point, you're heading east. You see the dock where the Death Knight is located. You're not going there, right?
No.
No, we're
agreed down
going down.
Would you like to go to the inside here, or do you want to go around the rock?
We'll go back around that way and then down.
Right here is good?
Yep, right there, and then diagonal down.
Alright, let's see. The dock starting to come in sight at this point. You see the fungus forest outgrowths. If you see anything, it should show up in the token vision.
Okay, before we get too close, when we're in range of my fireball, I'm going to launch it
All right.
on those creatures down there.
You have dark vision, and you're at the front of the boat. You can see clearly there
Yep,
is
I see them.
There are some creatures here. You see a fiend-like creature, very large, and you see what looks like those
Check the range on the fireball for me.
500 feet.
Your range is
Okay, I can reach him from here.
Your range is 65 feet to the closest enemy you can see. He's all by himself.
I can see the big guy too.
All right. Pick one to launch a fireball. They see you, by the way, and they start letting out some screams, brandishing
Okay,
their weapons.
I'm gonna launch a fireball right in between them.
4th or 5th level.
You have to pick a target, or is it an area?
Fourth level. Yeah, it's an area.
All right, put that in the chat
Big
for me,
template.
please, Kyle.
Got it.
Area, 20-foot burst. So go ahead and put the center of the burst there. Right there in the middle.
Yeah, right there looks good.
All right, I'll put the template. Don't worry about it. $20-foot. There it is. You catch the targets you can see. And also, it looks like you might catch something you can't see. All right, go ahead and roll your damage, and then I'll make my basic saves for these jabronis. And you can go ahead and cackle and describe what happens here as the fire hits the pavement. 29
As
points.
Shippy's riding in the front of the boat, you could see his hands weaving a spell as a giant fireball starts to form in his hands, and he just skips it across the water. It hits the land and just explodes the whole area and just to a fiery mess of plume, catching everything inside.
That one exploded in flames. Let's check out this big demon, or this fiend, rather. Let's make his save. Okay. Ooh, another critical fail. Ouch! So that's 60. We're going to give him 60. Let me double check their resistances. Okay. So he took double damage, that guy. This guy you can't see. You hear screams coming from inside the building. Your flames must have
I do see him.
gone through the door. Do you see him? He's inside a building. I don't think
I see the big guy. There's a big guy there.
I'm not talking about the big guy. He took 60 points.
Oh. Yes, I don't see him.
No. Let me make his reflex save. And that is also a critical fail. So it's going to be
Oh boy.
3 critical fails.
Yay.
You can verify one of them has died. One of those Udafon exploded in flames. The fiend, he took some damage. He's feeling it, but you didn't down him. All right. Now that's going to launch us into combat here. So we will put up a tracker at this stage. So I gotta unload you guys. Hold on, you're gonna be in the water here for a second. Actually, no. What is your intention? To stay in the water and shoot fireballs?
No, I just wanted to soften him up first before we get into combat with him.
So you're gonna...
So we can go to the dock.
You're gonna land along the beach here. Because if you recall, the doors are actually barricaded from the outside. You'd have to work your way in. Except the further south door. That one you actually went through. You presume
We maybe land here.
You could.
No, we're just going to steer it right about there is what you're aiming for.
Alright, so we will go to initiative then. I'll tell you what. I know what they're going to do, so let me do a reaction for them first before we go into initiative. Obviously, it did some damage. Flames erupt everywhere. Some of the fungus even catches on fire. Sheppy, you would see that one fiend approach as the flames die down, the smoldering body. He lets out a curse and a scream, and out from behind him, you see running another Udurfan who's screaming as he runs up to the northeast and out of sight, like as if he's running away in fear. Let me double check. Yeah, you only saw one other one. You still see the fiend. So, are you going to go continue as planned?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to put you all here. And I'm going to dump everybody out. If somebody wants to remain in the boat, you can do so. You can just tell me, but I'm going to bring your tokens out. I'm going to make the party token invisible temporarily. So make sure your light is on, Bjorn. And then I'm going to put you guys in initiative, and you can roll your perception for this.
For some reason, it's still saying I'm encumbered.
You got too much stuff.
Oh, jeez, Sheppy.
That's okay. I like going last.
I can't tell if you're joking or being serious.
All right. Aura, you're up first.
She'll advance kind of here. What the heck?
Howdy, how you doing?
That's moving through that is greater. Difficult.
Okay.
Right. So it's 15 feet per square. Total.
We've got 2 squares of that. Alright. Alright. Five.
That would
20.
be exactly. You got it.
25.
Kyle, can you turn
sorry,
down
not
your
25,
your
35.
music a little bit? Thanks, man.
Are you done?
Gotcha.
No, I just was double checking that I had my movement correct given the greater or the more difficult terrain I'm traveling through. So yeah, just one action to move in through here. She takes aim with this chakram that she draws, and she'll make her first strike.
He's gonna have a cover.
I
bonus.
love those things.
37. Let's check his armor class.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Are you a master of thrown weapon?
I sure ain't.
24, 25,
I'm really
25,
good at
25.
throwing things and having them bounce off of enemies and come right back to my own hand.
You got a critical hit on that
Nice.
creature.
Oh,
Even
nice.
through the even though he had cover, you got a critical hit.
Just 24. And there's persistent bleed in there. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Bjorn, you're up. Time for a blood-curdling war cry.
Nope. Bjorn's just rushing in. That's 25. And then we're going to see if we can lay the smack down here. Oh, that's critical.
That's a critical hit.
That's going to be 26 points of slashing damage, and the creature is off guard until the start of my next turn. Gotta love that critical specialization.
Yippers.
And I got one more. Yeah, you would see Bjorn just kind of barrel into the combat as this creature went to kind of recoil as it saw Bjorn. Bjorn kind of slashed across its belly, kind of letting the demonic blood fly. Hit, normal. That'll be another 19 points of slashing damage. He seems to be fighting with more vigor and fury against demons. You all kind of notice he seems to be more pinpoint, more direct. Of course, Sheppy knows why.
Kill the demon.
Yep, kill it, kill it,
One more.
kill it. No, that's it for
Nah,
me.
he-
One move and 2 attacks.
Okay, the fiends are up next. Oh, this one took a beating. He took a beating.
I rolled minimum critical damage, that's why.
My fireballs hit him pretty good too.
Fireballs. You hear him start screaming some kind of demonic words that you can't make out unless you speak demonic. And he steps back cautiously, protecting himself as he does so. And then he's going to unleash a mighty breath attack upon you. No, we can't. No, he can. It's one action to step. I didn't do anything else, did I? Just spoke.
step.
Just move.
Yeah. All right, so he can do this. He's going to unleash his breath weapon. Let's put that in the chat for me to look at. 2 actions. 30-foot cone. This is all going to be on you, Bjorn. You're going to feel the wrath of this. You get a basic reflex save. Let me roll the damage, and you go ahead and make that basic reflex. No problem. You failed.
I'm gonna hear upon it.
Okay.
$32.
All right, you needed a 24. So that's a success. Take half damage. That's going to be 14 points of damage. Fire. Let me read this real quick. All right, you do catch on fire, and you're going to take 2d6 persistent damage till I say so. So where are you? And let me roll this. Okay. The next fiend rushes up, screaming and demonic, ready to clobber you. And it's going to attempt a melee attack. Let's see, he's going to move right there. He should be 10 feet away. Nope, that's 20 feet. I can't see. That's 15 feet, so he needs to move one more. Is that 10 feet? That looks like... It's 5 feet. What's going on here? Well, whatever. He's going to attack you with his reach. He's going to melee attack you.
Hi there, how you doing?
25.
Meh.
It's a miss. He's going to try one more time. With claws, he reaches towards you, Bjorn. You fend off the blows with your shield. Or not your shield, your gauntlet. I don't know what you're using. Your sword.
Shield.
Sword, shield, and gauntlet?
Yep, sword, shield, and an Orion shield. So,
All right. How many shields do you have?
well, I've got a shield on my gauntlet, but I took that off so I could use the actual shield.
Where's your light coming from?
The shield.
16. All right, that failed, I guess. All right, moving on. We're going to go to Celine. You're flying. Your wings are done, Celine, so you can't do that.
Celine's in the background, and as the group is moving in for the battle, you start to hear this unearthly, well, not unearthly, but more of a heavenly voice. It's almost as if it's almost sound is like angelic. Celine is holding one hand out towards to Bjorn as it sounds like she's making a melody with her voice, but no words are being heard.
How many hero points do you have?
2.
I'll max you out at 3 and give you a bonus 1 to give to anyone you want if you give us a demonstration of what that sounds like.
Oh god, I have not sang since high school.
Go for it. What does that sound like, Dizzy? You got this.
It's... Oh god. Okay,
You got it. Come on. Think of those hero points. Oh my gosh.
and it's... You can't hear any words being spoken, you just only hear the music that's being projected from her voice as she's casting guidance on Bjorn for one action.
Can you link that so I can drag it over?
Last 2 actions, as she's saying, you start to see her glow this shimmering green as she points a hand up to Rue, and he starts to glow this faintly gold color as she casts protection on him for 2 actions.
Okay, make a note of that. You done?
And with that, that is her turn.
You didn't sing, did you? Because I didn't hear it.
I didn't sing, it was more of like, kind of like, of the
Okay.
sound that she was making.
All right, no bonus hero points then. Anyway, moving on. Celine's done.
Hey, that's fine.
Rue. Darn it, Dizzy, you could have done this.
Rue draws his scimitar and
Stage fright.
he uses sudden charge. close the distance between himself and this creature.
What does that battle cry sound like, Ted? Bonus hero point? All right, don't scare the kids. Give yourself a hero point. I heard it faintly. I think your mic cut off. She got loud.
It might have.
It did. Give yourself a hero point. Good try. I heard a... That's
All I
it.
heard was,
Yeah. The start of a hideous scream.
Kind of sounded like a kitten kind of purring, actually.
Heck, I would have just grabbed my cat and let her meow into the mic. It's totally me, not my cat.
25. Where are you?
He's
I
sudden
see.
charge down here by me.
Did you reach? You're further away than you should be.
Double move.
Let me see. What is up with the
Uncharged.
squares here? I guess you are 5 feet diagonal. Okay.
Corner to corner with it.
25. That's going to be a hit. Roll your damage. Okay. Oh, she cut into him. And you get another action, I think. Sudden charge is 2. So you get another action yet. Anything else? Ted,
Nope, that is all his actions.
thought you had one more?
Sudden charge is 2 actions. It's 2 actions, and he drew his scimitar for his third.
All right.
Or-
That leads us to Sheppy.
all right, pull up my spells for me, please.
Anyone in particular grabbing your fancy?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a. Let's do a level 2 flaming sphere in the wounded big guy's square.
This one?
The injured one.
Oh, they're both injured.
The more injured one.
Okay, so this one.
The one that's near death. Yeah.
Okay, so it needs to make a DC 27 reflex. Basic. Well, no.
Is it a basic? It just says save.
Yeah, no, it's not a basic. If he passes the save, he doesn't.
No, it says basic reflex save.
No, it doesn't. It says save DC 27 reflex.
What is that for? Oh, that's weird. Because up in the description,
You're right.
the fire damage.
It deals 3d6 fire damage, basic reflex save, to each creature in that square. This is on subsequent rounds. Oh, this is the flaming sphere.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then it gets to the bottom, it says creatures that succeeded their save taken no damage.
Well, let's see what he got. He got a 30. All right, let me read this real quick. The sphere must be put on a solid object as a stone floor. The sphere does 3d6 fire damage to each creature in the square when it first appears. Okay, that's this one creature. Each creature must attempt a basic reflex save. All right, it did so, and it was successful, so it takes half damage. What was your damage?
I'm rolling it now.
20.
So 10.
10. Well done, Jesse.
Thank you.
Sheppy. That evil
And
sphere.
then I will recall knowledge on the creatures for my last action.
Okay, make a make a religion, or if you have an applicable lore, you'll have to read your lores to me if that's the case. Otherwise, religion.
Okay, go ahead, religion.
You've heard of creatures like this before, Sheppy, surely. What'd you get? Or I have to look. Oh, okay. These creatures you've seen before. They're creatures that dwell underwater. Surely aquatic beings. You're starting to wonder if fire is going to be useful against these creatures at all.
I'm sure I bombed that roll.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, it's time for these little creatures. You hear a scream and a cry from beyond the fiends as these sword-wielding creatures suddenly appear. Bjorn, one reaches right here over top of the body of the one that was slain by Sheppy. And he's attacking you. Let's do that first. So he's got 2 attacks. He's going to use his sword. Odd-looking sword. To try and fend the blows off. 23.
Miss.
Okay.
Armor class 27.
A pierce and a slash. 10. Let's see, what's their movement? Another creature appears from beyond the fiends. He's spending 2 actions to... No, he only spent 1 action. Let me put him back. And he has a missile weapon in his hands. And it's a longbow. And he's going to fire with it against you, Catman. $22. Does it hit? Ted?
22 does not hit. 20 does not hit. AC is currently 28.
All right, so he runs up forward right next to the fiend, and he shoots not 1 but 2 arrows in your direction, which stick into the woodwork of the building behind you, the wooden stonework behind you, and shatter. Just managed to get out of the way. We're going to go to round 2. Aura, you're up.
Yeah, so this guy's wonderfully in range. Right, I cast my chakram out into the fray. It seems to come out of nothing from the mushrooms.
Hit by 7.
Okay, that's 15 slashing.
Okay. He feels it. Ah! You catch it back in your hand.
I'm going to scoot in just a little bit. And then I'll take cover.
Okay,
And
so
hide in the mushrooms.
you're going to get a +2. You also nullified the cover that was protecting him, for the most part. So the demon and the Udafran that's attacking Bjorn. So you can see them much clearer now. And you'll have a +2 in your armor class from where you are. Okay, you're good. We're going to go to Bjorn.
Yeah, as Bjorn, as this Urafon was trying to strike at him, you would see Bjorn kind of deftly set the blows aside with his longsword and his shield. Where he raises the sword up, trying to bring it down on the creature.
He's
You know what? I'm going to hero point that.
Yeah, you are. He's cursing at you while you fight. Demonic.
That's critical hit.
Critical hit. Uh-oh. Go for it.
34 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
And the creature is off guard until the start of my next turn.
Okay, let me drag that onto him. Well done.
Yeah, and the off guard should be off of that one because it's the start of my next turn. So we're going to try to do it again. Seeing the blade find purchase, Bjorn kind of pivots and swings around, trying to bring it back down on the creature again. Oh, that's another critical hit. For another 48 points of slashing damage. As Bjorn comes back around, he literally cleaves the creature's head off. It goes flying and almost like he's a pitcher that just hit a home run. You would just see this head go flying over.
You're stacking the bodies. There's 2 bodies just laying on top of each other of these Urdafans. Well done. Give yourself a hero point, Kyle.
And then he's going to hold the sword aloft. And this swirl of, for lack of a better term, angelic light begins to envelop around that creature. And I'm going to use Battle Prayer. So I need to make a religion check against the target's will DC.
You need a 22.
27.
You deal d6 damage on the chosen alignment type. It's still using that old stuff?
Yeah, but it now does spirit damage, basically.
Okay, bring it damage.
So he's going to take a d6 spirit damage, so 5 points of spirit damage.
Is that all it does? 7th level feat?
Yep. For 3d6 if you have legendary proficiency in religion. I don't have legendary. I'm just a master.
Okay.
Just a master.
All right,
More of a martial cleric.
go ahead and describe how these prayers kill this creature. Because he is dead.
As Bjorn held the sword aloft and this swirling golden light began to envelop this, you would see a form appear. Almost looks very... it resembles almost a Norian. As it slashes into the creature, cleaving it asunder. Its flesh sanctified, and the glow remaining.
Okay. Well done, Kyle. Well done, Bjorn. It's time for these creatures here. There's 2 of them left that you can see.
Guys, I have to run here. I'll turn it back on when I get in the car.
All right.
But on my turn, if that little guy is still alive, you can move that sphere to his square.
I got you.
And your choice of a cantrip to finish him off if you can.
Gotcha. I'm on it.
Okie doke. I'll
right,
be
Jess.
back, guys. All right. I'll see ya.
This creature here is not happy with you, Catman. He's going to use his... Let me see. Yeah, this is a different guy, right? Did he use his breath? Oh, darn it, I forgot.
No, the one
the
down
other
there
one?
didn't use the breath, yeah.
So this one's got his breath. All right, he's going to catch both of you with this. So let me put this in the chat so I can see it. Breath attack. It's going to take 2 actions. 30-foot con, 76 fire. All right, go ahead and make a basic reflex save.
Well, first off, we're going to use Glimpse of Redemption on Rue.
All right,
I'll make the reflex.
Alright, so he's not going to be harmed then.
That's a big fat 20 from me.
Yeah, that works. 20? DC was 24. Or was it 21? It was 24. Hero point it?
Yeah, I might as well. It's late in the session. Let's do it. 19.
Alright, you needed a 24 failure, so you're going to take full damage, and that's going to be a 76 fire. And the total is 27 fire damage. No persistent.
What was the DC for it?
You're good. I used my reaction on you.
That only gives me resistance to damage.
No. The DM confused either do no damage or you gain the resistance, and I think Fritz chose no damage.
No damage.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you're safe. You probably noticed that. The character, anyway. And we're going to go to Celine. Oh, wait, he had one more action, didn't he? Yeah, he's got one more attack. He's going to attack the Catman with his claw strike. Breath weapon is not an attack. It's divine and fire. So this would be a first attack.
I just hit the wrong button. I'm trying to get rid of it.
32. Rue.
32 will hit. And as a reaction, he will rage.
Okay. Normal damage against Rue as he starts to rage from the claw strikes of this creature. 22 points of damage, Rue. And then we're going to go to Celine.
Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. The glow that she still has on her, she's going to be casting Divine Lance on the creature that she can still see within 60 feet of her.
Where are you?
Back by the boat.
You within 60 feet? Yes. The big fiend? I don't know who you can see and who you can't see.
I can see Big Fiend. I'm gonna hero point that.
Divine Lance. A beam of divine energy shoots from Celine. 23 is going to hit.
The creature would be taking 19 spirit damage. And then for her last action, she's going to cast Guidance once more on Bjorn.
Do you have the holy trait?
Yes.
That has the holy trait. That means something. You do more damage than you anticipated.
Yeah, and I'm immune to guidance for the next hour.
Okay, then let's see here. I'll still keep the Guidance, but I'll shift it from Bjorn to... I'll shift it to, let's see here, Aura.
Who you can barely see. She's hiding in there. Hiding amongst the
Yeah.
toadstools. Not hiding, she has cover. All right.
I'm actually going to hop off after my next turn, but did you want to give it to somebody else?
Go true, then.
So these fiend creatures reacted frighteningly from your attack, Celine. The divine, holy energy Or is guidance done?
I recast it on Rue for her last action.
All right, Rue, you got that.
Yep, got it.
We're going to go to Rue. You're up next. I think. Are you done, Celine? Guidance is 1. And the spell is probably 2. So, yeah, you're done. Let's go to Rue.
All right, Rue, for his first action, will draw his kukri.
Cook.
Kukri.
Go for it.
And then he'll roar at it. Meow. And unleash on this thing.
Need a 23 to hit him. 26 hits. Ah! You got trip, magical, finesse, agile, attack. Nice.
Yep, so he will unleash his second attack. Because it has finesse, it's not as difficult to hit him, hopefully.
Is this taking into account your rage? Oh, yeah, it is. I see it there.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
And that will miss. It's late enough. I'll hero point that. And we'll get the same result.
Oh, gee.
It was written in the face.
Okay, Sheppy's up. Let's see where that little sphere is.
Yep, Chapt is going to spend 1 action to sustain that and move it over to this Gorophon.
Okay, I'll assume it's in the square.
Let me relink it so it can make it save here.
See if you can catch it. In subsequent rounds, the first time you sustain this spell, you can leave the sphere in its sphere or roll it to another square within range. It deals 3 to 6 fire damage, basic reflex save, to each creature in that square. So yeah, same thing. Let's see if he can dodge out of the way of this sudden appearing fireball. 27. Needs a 27, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so it's successful. Okay. Next.
Then we're going to... let's see here. Can he give? He's actually going to do... Let's see where he's at here. Dude, he's got to move. Okay. Sheppy's going to move down, and that'll be it for Sheppy.
Okay, all done. Gonna go to the Udafan. So he's gonna move out of this flaming square, let out a scream, and join the pile of bodies here in front of Bjorn. He's gonna strike at you with... He's the one that had a bow. He threw it down. He's gonna strike at you with this nasty, gnarly-looking sword, similar to the one that attacked you before. 26 just misses. He's going to try it again for his final action. Let me see. Yes. And that's going to be a miss. Easily fend off these blows. And then we're going to go to Aura.
From this forest of mushrooms, the chakram will once again be cast out. This time, it's not just going to hit 1, but 2.
2.
2. They are within 10 feet, both within 20 feet of me, so my chakram will be able to return. So let me make both of the strikes. Sorry. They both were exactly the same. I may have clicked it too fast and it...
I mean, holy hot damn, look at that.
Didn't give the random number generator time to breathe.
They suffocated, I don't care.
They were each hit.
So that's for the first one, which was my first target. And the second target, this guy.
19.
19. Yep, 9 for the first one, 19 for the second.
Anything special about that chakram? No.
Only with critical, and the potency I have is the returning.
Okay, very good.
Alright, and final action will actually be to just... I don't know, maybe I'll stay in the cover.
Okay,
Yeah, you're really good there.
excellent. Bjorn, you're up. Do you want to step out now? Or-
Yeah, I was just about to add that was it. So yeah, just keep rebounding toss as long as I have 2 opponents, and should be pretty easy. Have a good night, everybody.
Take care, Rachel. Thanks for playing.
Bye. Good luck, guys.
Night, Ray.
Good one.
Night, Rachel.
Okay, Bjorn.
Bjorn's gonna lay the holy long sword down.
Yeah, you are. Pile up the bodies.
That's critical hit.
Nice.
It's going to be 26 points of slashing damage, and it is off guard until the start of my next turn. Seeing the strikes have full effect, Bjorn's going to rip it down. He's going to try to slam this creature with the back of the blade. Oh, that's another critical. That's 54 points of slashing damage as Bjorn cleaves the arms off the creature, for shield bashing it in the face, finally standing over top the creature and driving his longsword through the creature's face. For his final action, he's going to move down to confront the last one. I'm feeling very confrontational, so is Bjorn.
Must be your cheat macro.
Yeah, something like that.
Excellent. Excellent. Necrotic decay. Which there isn't, actually. For those listening. Necrotic decay. So what happens, I guess I forgot all about this. Well, we'll let the other bodies get away with it. But as this body is killed, this last one, 5-foot emanations. This will affect Rue as well. 3d6 void damage. As their flesh curdles and rots in your sight. You just got to make a basic reflex. Basic fortitude save, sorry. Rue and Bjorn. No problem. DC was 17, so I don't even think if we rolled for the other 2 bodies, it would have mattered. So we'll assume that you weren't affected by this mist that appears from their curdling flesh. All right, Bjorn, you advance.
Yep, and that's it for me.
Okay, we're going to go to this fiend. He's next. I probably should... I keep forgetting to roll for his putting out the fire. He don't care. He's gonna lash at you with his claws. This one is against Bjorn. $25.
Miss.
This one is against Catman. Rue.
Don't forget, he also has protection on him, which ups his AC.
What is it? Protection? It's called? Yeah, I see it. It's already built in. All right. 20 against the cat, which misses. So, yeah, that's the end of that. All right, we're going to go to Celine. What do you do?
Alrighty. Let's see here. For her first action, she's gonna move up. Alright. And with her last two actions, again, you're gonna start to see this light bluish glow begin to form around here, and at the same time start to form around the creature as she is going to be casting once more Vitality Lash.
You
DC is
demolish.
27.
You demolish the target's corrupted essence with energy from the creation's forge. Oh, from Creation's Forge. 2d6 vitality damage. Basic fortitude. Let me see here. Does that have holy? No, it has unholy. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. It has vitality, so there's no holy for that. Okay. What's your damage?
Damage is 19, but if it critically fails, it is also enfeebled 1 until the end of its next turn.
Okay, so I have to make a save here. Okay,
And the
he's
DC 27.
alright, he's successful, so half damage. You did 19, so it's going to be 10 points. Well, let me just click half. Okay.
And that is the end of her turn.
Well done. Excellent. Rue, you're up. And then Sheppy, you'll be up.
Okie doke.
Go ahead,
So
Rue.
Rue is going to attempt to trip this creature.
Okay.
Okay.
Using the kukri.
Using the kukri.
Alright, it's going to be against the reflex DC. Go ahead and make your athletics check.
It's at a +1 bonus for the weapon. So I'm using the weapon to trip him.
Okay. It's going to be a 22. You have to beat a 22. $27. You push your opponent. Oh, let's shove. Sorry. You
Tripped him.
You increase the max. Wait a minute. Where's trip? The target falls and lands prone. So you knock this big guy over. Crash! He falls to the ground. How did you trip him? What did that look like with your weapon there?
So this creature being a size larger, Rue basically ducked down low and slashed at its at the back of its legs, taking the legs out from underneath it, forcing it to fall back. Following up with that, he uses his scimitar, crashing down as it's falling, so that it adds to the impact of the fall.
All right. DC's 21 to hit. Much easier. 34. That's critical.
It looks like we all have a cheat roll button tonight.
Yeah. Well done. You almost finished him. He's got 5 left. He's hanging on to life, or unholy life.
For his
Yeah, I'll
last action, he's
Uh-oh.
going to follow it up with another streak.
Oh. Go for it, Rue.
And we're going to hero point that because we're towards the end of the night.
You missed him by 1. Here comes the hero point. Oh, 27. That's normal damage.
And it gets the bonus damage because of the forceful attribute. So this will do a good old 21 damage.
Describe for me this epic combination kill.
So Rue starts out his turn by ducking down between the creature's legs, striking back at the backside of his legs, forcing it to lose its balance and fall. As it's falling backwards, he brings his scimitar crashing down against its chest, and with a mighty roar, he does it again, smashing the scimitar into the creature's head just as it strikes the ground.
Oh, nasty. Well done. Give yourself another hero point. As you slice and dice this large fiend. Finishing him off. Kyle, or rather Bjorn, and Rue just made mincemeat of these guys. There's a pile of Uderfan right behind Bjorn at the moment.
Literally, there's like 4 of them right there.
Yeah, they're piled up there. And yeah, Sheppy actually killed one in that spot. That's right? Is that what it was? Yeah. And the other 2 jumped on top of that and you just made a pile. Give you cover there after a while.
My fireball took one in that square too.
Yeah, that was the 3rd one. There's three bodies there. Excellent. Well done, you guys. And Dizzy, really well done as well. Playing very well and smart. Of course, Rachel, taking advantage of the cover and using that kukri there. I think that's what she's using. Excellent.
Chakram, very lethal with.
Yeah. You guys had a slaughter fest. And with that, you hear the deep, heavy breathing of the companions now. What a great battle, you think to yourselves. We slaughtered them, Bjorn. And silence returns. Sheppy, I'd give you a turn, but there's nothing left. Your sphere dissipates. Or you let it drop.
It was utter annihilation.
Feels good to have a win for once.
Yeah, we don't have to run from these guys.
And all I'll say is... why don't that open up? Without searching the bodies, they are obviously armed with their swords. They have bows on them. Composite longbows, I should say. And studded leather. That's about it. The fiends don't have anything. They're just raw claws. Claws and maws. Unless you want to search
check
the bodies.
out their room that they came from. I'm sure they were protecting something in there.
The boathouse we've already cleared out. They came from the tower.
As it seems there are no more enemies, the fire around Rue will dissipate as the edges rage.
What about that room to the south that they came out of? Those 2 doors then.
That's where we found those other Caligni at. That's where we made that deal ship, where we were going to either go fight a dragon or a demon.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Yeah, you were, because we slept there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
this building to the
I don't
south,
remember.
Jesse. This building, let me move you down. This one right in front of you with the double doors. That's the building that had the the fireplace in it that you first appeared. You know, you appeared with fireballs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the last session you were in. Here, I'll take you in real quick.
2 weeks ago. It's hard to remember.
I'll take you in there. Can you see?
Yeah, I don't remember that room at all.
Huh. You appeared right in the middle of this room.
Blazing dive.
Wow.
That's weird. I thought the room I came in was the when we were being attacked by those drow guys.
That was
Yeah, the Caligny.
Yeah, it was in there? Okay. Alright, now it's coming back to me. I just don't remember all that stuff in there. That was the door that was trapped?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, I remember.
Yeah, that's where Honorian surrendered, and you had to go bring that other lady from upstairs down.
Gotcha.
All right, we're closing in on the time to call it, but we still got about 10, 15 minutes. If you want, if there's anything else, little upkeep you want to take care of, we could do that now. Maybe make some plans or check out that boathouse again, or maybe recoup in there or something. It's up to you.
Yeah, make a base again.
Celine, when she gets a chance, she's going to be doing treat wounds on. Should we do doing treat wounds on Bjorn first, as soon as they make sure that the area is clear.
Okay. Make your rolls and stuff.
Yeah. If you want to kind of look around. A quick and easy engagement. Perhaps we should
Chapt is
withdraw
gonna-
back into the boathouse.
Yeah, Sheppy's gonna need a rest to get his spells back.
As you step back into the boathouse, Bjorn, you step over the bodies, or the body. There's one of them, of the Udafan, right here in front of the door. Obviously killed earlier. Yeah, what's in that thing? That's the rowboat. I guess I could move that out.
Yeah, and Bjorn will kind of motion for everybody to come into the boathouse, and then he'll shut the door whenever everybody's in.
So I'll read this to you, Jesse, because you weren't here. The description of this room, minus the boat, because you took the boat and you were using it. You fought a big battle in here. It's a squat stone building, only 8 foot high. It hugs the shore. It's got 2 little piers on the outside, 2 wooden docks, I should say, jut from the building into the dark waters of the massive underground lake. You saw that from the outside of the building. The doors are caked with mold on the outside of the door, as if it hasn't been opened in years. It was actually opened recently by Honorian and the companions who busted their way in here. Now, this is all new to everyone. Keep in mind that all you guys weren't part of the exploration of this area. It's completely new. Even to you, Bjorn, you're not familiar with what you're seeing here. You raced through here, jumped on a boat, and met your friends, but there was no exploring for you.
Yeah, just kind of a quick up and go.
Yeah, and even Sheppy's kind of like, "What? Where is this?" He probably knows the most, which is funny because his player doesn't remember a damn thing. But Sheppy knows the most about the rooms here and the Caligny and what happened here. So actually, Jesse, you know, your character knows the deals that were made with the Caligny. and the encounters to the north with the Death Knight. You know all about that. So you could relate that information to them now so they know to be aware, hey, there's a Death Knight up there. That kind of stuff.
He definitely will relay everything that happened. And I do believe this is a good place to rest. And I just got home, so I gotta go here.
You do. Can you use your computer at home or no?
Yeah, once the old lady's out of the house here, I could turn on the computer.
Yeah, log back in if it's not too late. Maybe me and Kyle will still
if
be
you guys
here.
are still here.
Yeah.
All right. See you in a few minutes then.
All right, Jesse.
That was good.
Thanks for playing, Jesse.
All right, see you. Yep. Good game.
Excellent. One by one, we're losing players. All right, so are you happy with that, you guys? You're in this room. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Can I do medicine check on Bjorn?
Yes, you can.
So you can place the rest for those who need it.
Yeah. And everybody else can kind of fortify the doors if we can, and yeah, this will be another little safe haven.
Okay, what'd you get? 20? Medicine check. That's a success. You need a 15.
That's a 48.
2d8. If you beat the DC of 15, it's a 2d8. If you take the 20 DC, which is a choice, if you're expert, you can do 40.
I am actually am an expert in medicine.
Just remember to state that when you make the roll. Because of that, you can take a DC 20 instead of a DC 15. And when you do that, if you're successful, you'll do 48 normally.
Yeah,
Critical.
So just
Bjorn.
2d8.
Bjorn's going to take 12 points of healing back.
Ta-da. And let's look at the last time you woke up. Goes with the 13th at 8:20. Right now. Yeah. Right now it's 1318 is what it is. So it's... You've only been searching for 5 hours. You slept 5 hours ago, so you can't sleep yet. You need at least 12 hours of being awake. But everything else you could do in here. Unless you want to sit here for another 6 hours and 7 hours and then sleep. You never know what's going to be banging on your door. That's up to you guys to figure out. I think you're in pretty good shape, honestly. So would you rather just sit here and wait to the next session to make your decisions about next?
Yeah, that way we'd have more players here to come up with stuff. So.
Yeah, I'd say we wait until next session to figure out what we're going to do.
All right. So I'll tell you what, we'll call the session there, but before we go off the live, you guys just open up on what you think so far. What you might think lies ahead, what you're going to do, and what your feelings are for the game so far. Just go at it. Let me know your thoughts. Ted, Dizzy, Kyle.
I'm enjoying it a lot.
What's that, Ted?
I say go ahead.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I mean, it's been a pretty fun AP so far. There's been a lot of quality challenges, a lot of tasks that we've had to really think and overcome. You know, sessions have been good and great, but we also had our fair share of lumps and bumps, and fair share of other, not with us anymore players that have, made a few of those bumps. But it's been a fun AP. I mean, I've seen pretty much all of it. I've fought through all of it. Lost characters through all of it. So for me, it's intense when there's a lot of creatures on the map, and like it's that rush of okay, this is happening, and it's going to go one or two ways. And the fact that we've been able to, especially in the earlier levels, we would snatch victories whenever we quite frankly shouldn't have. Really showed the quality of what we were doing. I think everybody works pretty well together. There's definitely a synergy there between me, Aura, and Rue being up front, having Aura kind of be that mid-range kind of skirmisher. Me and Rue doing the heavy hitting, the hard hitting frontline stuff. Then you got Chapt in the back that's just spamming fireballs like a mad goblin that he is. So that's true to form. And then got Celine now slinging heals. As far as what's next, well, we're gonna have to find a way forward. We're gonna have to be real leery of the engagements we pick, the fights we pick, and where we fight. We've had fights in boats and everything else. But as far as where I might go next, thinking up in here, because we haven't really explored much of this area up in here. So there's a lot there that we haven't been to yet. So
Yeah, that's right. Exploring, that's what it's all about. What do you do when you explore? You explore. Look around.
Yep. Take your time and just go through and piecemeal and get some good information.
So, how about you, Dizzy? You're to me, it feels like you're really up in your game with your last two characters. That's being Agatha. Now, Celine, you're doing a good job with them tactically, keeping out of range, doing the support role, not getting caught in melee, ambushed. You're getting a feel for your spells. So Celine is doing really good, I think, for the group. What do you think? Feeling pretty good about Celine?
I am. I mean, like I said, I've pretty much been a magic type since since 2017. So it's like I'm used to spell slinging that I am sword slaying. So it's just like once you get into a rhythm and the groove or something, it's almost like it's embedded in your muscle system. Like you just automatically know what you're doing. And for me, it took me a while to eventually get that rhythm back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're doing really good with this. Getting a lot of hero points too. Ted, what do you think? Your character really shone pretty good tonight. Really shined pretty good tonight. Showing your skills with the rage and your weapons. You're pretty powerful. What do you think? You liking this character? Or?
Rue is growing. He's all right. So the thing I like about this whole thing is pretty much every session I'm learning something new, and that's a big thing for a full timer like me. It's a new system, learning how things work, how things synergize, how things work together. It's really cool for me. So, starting him out last session, he did his thing. He was okay. Nothing spectacular. Come in tonight and you start looking more into it. I see, you can do the trip, and then you can do the follow-up with the attacks, and you can do this other stuff. And it makes it, for me, it makes the character grow. It's been a good decade and a half easy since I played a barbarian. So they're a lot of fun, and learning how they work here is really cool. I think as with Rue right now, Rue is basically a tag along. To be honest, he's going to go wherever Aura and Celine go. That's his clan. That's his family right now. So he's going to follow wherever they go. I see good things. I think Bjorn and Rue will cause some major havoc on the battlefield. There'll be plenty of bodies left in their wake. Much mayhem and much fun.
Well, I mean, you got a hard-hitting fighter, and then you've got a hard-hitting barbarian. It's and then we got Aura too. But she kind of plays more at range than we do. What you lack in like the to hit bonuses and stuff like that, like you make up for with like the fire damage and the rage and the stuff like that. And then it's like this that it's you get used to something. And a prime example of that for me was Honorin, because a fighter. I played a fighter for the last 5 years. I know what a fighter does. I know what they're capable of. I know where they excel. I know where they shine. And then, like, whenever I was running Chapt, I got to see, okay, this is what magic does. This is what magic's capable of. So it's finding that common ground of getting back in the groove again for everybody here, because I think the last track that I ever heard of Rachel played a fighter was in the mini campaign that I ran before. Outside of that, to my knowledge, I don't think she's played one after that. But even she's doing really well with it. There's a lot of synergy, I love the feats she chose, because it gives her a lot of bonuses for like us hitting, because obviously we're hard hitting, so we're going to get a hit. Like even if we don't get a critical, it's still going to be a hit. It's still going to help her. So you can see that synergy building.
Yeah, and I think as time goes on, the more we learn our own abilities, we learn how to fight together. It'll just keep getting better.
Oh, Bjorn's an old hat. I mean, Bjorn fought through all the demons and the arena and this and that. Bjorn's an old hat, but now it's just injecting y'all into the way that Bjorn fights. They're there for a long while. It was just Bjorn,
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of saying for Bjorn. And you know Bjorn like the back of your hand, but he's not used to fighting with Aura and Rue at his side. So how that works out is going to be maybe different that way he's used to.
Yeah, I mean, because like I would have Valafor as backup on occasion, but that was even different. Like Valafor would kind of go after the softer targets and just clear the field while I'm kind of posting up and drawing aggro on the big guys and such. So that's going to be different, having a fighter that can skirmish, i.e. Aura, and then having a barbarian that can kind of frees me up to go target the big boys, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm not having to run around as much to try to keep the pressure on me. Especially on Arthurian Fritz, as you remember, like it was me as Arthurian, which was the fighter. Rachel was on Althea. She was the cloister cleric, sort of like Celine is now, and then you had Chapt, and they were very much ranged, kind of squishy. So that was kind of nerve-wracking being the only martial character for a minute, but we made it work.
Mm-hmm. I think you guys, as you've played this the past over 2 years, you've come in with different characters, not all at once usually, but maybe somebody came in with a new one, or two of you did at one point. Quite a few times. And there's always that little clumsy getting used to period, but it doesn't last long. You guys are quick to find a balance, even though it keeps changing. The makeup of the party each time kind of changes. A little here, a little there. This is probably the biggest change we have seen.
Yes.
In the party all at once. And I'll tell you, after one session, boom, you're getting in the groove. You were really good tonight, adapting to your skills and the opponents. So I think you're getting a lot more experience with the game. You're kind of knowing how it works, and you're falling into the groove a lot quicker.
Yeah, and to kind of second that, Fritz, like we've had parties like before where like it was very magic based. Like everybody was a sorcerer or a witch or a cleric and this and that. And then we've had times where we're pretty martial. Me and Valifor, and Karma, whenever she'd be out of spell slots and such like that. And we've kind of kept this mix of good martial ability and good spell casting, and I actually think that this group right now, like having 3 martial characters and 2 spellcasters, I think that's kind of a perfect mix.
Mm-hmm.
Because that gives us the ability, like whereas before I'd be the only one that would engage in melee. That frees me up, me, the person and the player, to be like, all right,
You're missing a rogue.
take that person.
You need a rogue.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a rogue in there.
But outside of that, like it's like, okay, Aura's got me at range, okay, so I don't have to really work too hard to, really chase down these people that move a lot. And then like, okay, like I can engage these other creatures. Rue can kind of focus on that demon while I'm picking these other ones to pieces. So it takes a lot of pressure and kind of disperses it. So it frees us all up to do things our own way, I think.
I'll ask something else here from all of you, and that is, I like to ask this: what is your favorite part so far in this session? Well, your favorite part in tonight's session, I should say. Do you have a favorite part? Because I do. There's a few points here that were like, wow, that was really good.
Yeah, getting to see Bjorn's first swings, like the first hit with the ostrich creature, that was pretty intense.
Ostrich creature.
That was pretty cool. And then this end fight here, that stood out to me a lot. And the role play after the fight was over, kind of the forcing the introduction, the, hey, where's he at kind of thing. That was pretty cool for me.
How about you, Dizzy?
Mine would be more of how, as in between the interactions, like getting the character, like knowing how to interact with the other characters, and then having this familiarity with Bjorn, and then
Yeah.
I would say probably the fights that they just had tonight, she automatically knew what she was doing. She was already like, okay, I gotta keep these people alive. I gotta stay back. I gotta make sure everybody survives. Like, she already had a game plan. She was just waiting for what spells to pick, and then as soon as she had the ability, she cast them, and then she's just like, hang back, don't move forward until you know it's absolutely clear.
Yeah.
Is probably my best moments that I've had of Celine tonight.
Awesome. You surprised me tonight by bringing up this, don't I know you? With Bjorn. Because I didn't know about that, but evidently you did. That was a nice little ad you put in there. You got a connection there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't tell me about it.
And we'll get this to see how that progresses, and it was interesting because like I was sitting there and you and I had talked about, okay, well, how are we going to integrate them? And I'm thinking, well, give a character like a connection or something like that, and then it just kind of like I was thinking it, and then it just happened, like in roleplay, like it just happened. Like I was thinking, all right, how am I going to connect Bjorn with these guys? These guys don't know Bjorn. Like as far as they know, like I'm just another, enraged death wish fighter. And I'm glad that you took it that way, because I was thinking the same, like, okay, well, what can I do? Like, what connection can I connect to? Like, I was trying to connect with aura through combat and stuff like that.
It was
I had no idea how to approach Rue. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, Ted, but I had no idea how to approach him on that one.
for
Sheppy
Celine,
did.
Yeah.
For Celine, she has that ability. Like she's connected to Rue and Aura because she's been traveling with them. She's gotten familiar with them. It wasn't like, oh, we're just gonna throw them together and just be like, yeah, just whatever. Like she has a connection to each one of them because outside of their companionship, I'm pretty sure there's something else to each one. What that is, I'm not really sure anybody knows that as of yet, so we haven't been able to build upon that. But whenever Kyle was bringing in Bjorn, I was like, okay, how can I connect Celine to Bjorn? How would he know her? How would they like be able to recognize each other? And it was a while back. Me and Kyle were discussing this, and we were able to figure out, okay, this is how they would know each other. And tonight, whenever the opportunity presented itself, I was like, okay, this is the chance where we can show that connection. And so I ran with it, and so did Kyle.
Good. It's good.
Yeah, because it's kind of one of those things, like you said, Fritz, like it's that awkwardness of, okay, yeah, I know the player, but I don't know the person. You know, like I don't know the character. My character doesn't know you. Well, how can I simmer that tension and that awkwardness and get it out of the way? Like I said, I connected pretty well with Aura through talking about combat experience. Connected well with Celine, but I just couldn't figure out what angle to approach with Rue there until we got to that last combat. And then I kind of figured it out a little bit. But up till then, that was kind of nerve-wracking for me going, all right, how am I going to connect to this barbarian?
What do you think, Rue? What was your favorite moments, and what do you think about what Kyle just said?
For tonight, my favorite moment's got to be that last attack I did.
Yeah, very good.
Just the synergy that I just sitting here and I'm trying to make sure I have my actions ready for when my turn comes. That way we keep combat flowing, because combat can be a slugfest, just drawn out if you're not, like we talked about it before. If you don't know what you're doing, you got to spend the extra time figuring it out. So I try to have it ready. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking at what I've got, and I'm like, so I can hit better with the scimitar because it goes off my strength, but I can do a trip with my kukri, which goes off my dex. So if that goes off, I can trip him, makes it easier to hit. Yeah, just little things you do in your head. So just getting that synergy together. I impressed myself with it. I don't know, it was cool. It was cool in my head, and it worked out. So that was great. I'm gonna have to agree with it all. I just finding ways to get beyond the role ROLL play and have the role ROLE play. It makes the game that much better.
When I was playing my rogue, when you're playing Pathfinder, the tactical side of it you can't ignore. It's one of the reasons you play Pathfinder. You do look at your feats and your abilities and skills, and you put something together. Before your turn comes up, you start putting things together, like, oh, I'll do this and I'll do that, and that'll do some extra damage. And then when it comes to your turn, you know what you're gonna do, and part of the equation is figuring out what that looks like. Like, you've worked up what you're going to do. You're going to take this action doing this action doing this, and this action doing this, but what does it look like? When I was playing Scalandus, I was always doing that. And I'm always thinking, okay, that's great combo. That'll be great. What does it look like? How am I going to describe this? Because I want the description to be really immersive and cool. And that's another aspect to this game that is the funnest part of it. Putting it all together, narrative-like and descriptive-like. And you guys you're good at it. You're getting good at it if you're not. And I love when Dizzy does that. And Ted, you go to town with it. Bjorn, you do it. And that was evident tonight. I love that in that final battle. And for myself, my favorite moment was when you guys first met after the first combat. And I just let you guys go to town and come up with something. And Kyle, you did a great job with it.
Yeah.
Role-playing that out. And Sheppy did a great job making the connection with Rue. And, you know, it was very organic, the way it all come together.
Yeah, like I sat and thought about what Bjorn would do after the combat all week. Like it was on my, like it was on my mind all week. Okay, what's Bjorn gonna do? Like, is he gonna go mad flip shit? Is that, quite frankly, that inner demon going to come out? Or is he gonna kind of look at it of, hey, they did what they could to save him?
Mm-hmm. Interesting stuff.
And that's kind of where, like he told Sheppy, like, this wasn't your fault. This was mine. I should have been here.
What do you think, Sheppy? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
You get settled there. What was your funnest part tonight? What was the most stand-outish thing that happened in tonight's session? Something that you really liked and tickled you and just filled you full of joy. What would that be, Jesse? If anything.
Well, you're all going to be surprised.
Uh-oh.
The fireball.
But I actually liked the way Dizzy ran her character today.
Agreed.
No.
I thought she did very well.
Yep, she was on point. She was consistent. She was thoughtful. She was, doing good tactics. Really, really carried us through that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I mean that seriously.
And I do too. And this is coming from somebody that, how I feel.
Yeah, he don't hold back.
No.
I'd agree. I think we all agree. Dizzy gets the prize loaf of bread tonight for being the great player.
No, I've seen her play different spellcasters tonight. Like, it was really good to see her do that tonight. She's doing really well with the cleric. Really coming into her own in this type of character. Honestly, a noticeable improvement as far as I've seen over the others. Just having that confidence and knowing what you want to do, and knowing how you want to help the party out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so well done. And I also like the dynamic of having 3 melee characters. And then Rachel's character is also ranged, which is a very good dynamic for the way we fight.
Yeah,
Keeps me
we've never had before.
Nope. I actually can sit back now and not worry about a monster slipping by and killing me. So it worked very well. And I also love...
Go ahead.
I love barbarians.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying, Jess. Like, how many fights have we been in where I've been the only melee character and people get by me? And it's like, I can't engage everybody here. So you guys will bear a lot of that brunt. So I think having 3 martial characters and one of them that can kind of sit back with you guys, that prefers that, I think you're going to see in the fights coming up, we're going to have a little bit easier time. Like, even against tougher enemies, like, I don't think you're going to see as much as we did before, where, like, creatures would bypass me and just go right to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it worked great.
Anything else? Go ahead, Scott.
For me, at least, like, we brought in all different types of characters, and to me, none of the other characters gelled immediately. And to me, it felt like with these characters, they just instantly gelled.
Yep. When Rachel said I'm playing a fighter, I was like, yes.
Yeah. Like, I was like, oh, yes, I get some help,
Yep.
Like, I have another fighter here that I can, and then, Ted playing a barbarian, and I'm like, all right, well, this is going to get real now. We're
Yep.
going to be bringing the pain here. But, it's that of, I felt like this session, the characters gelled really well. Because, like I said, we've never, like, there's always been that awkwardness of, okay, my character doesn't know you or this or that or what have you. But I didn't really feel that tonight. Like, it just felt like everybody just kind of was like, okay, I'm here. What needs to be done?
Well, that comes back to one of my favorite parts of role playing games. Just the rolling ROLL is the ROLE role play, and not only are you playing a fighter or a barbarian or a mage or whatever, you're playing an experienced explorer, an experienced adventurer. At ninth level, by that time, you've done enough, you've been through enough, you've probably had enough companions come and go that you know what to do. You don't have to waste that initial time you do your first, second, third level character of learning how to fight with somebody. You know your role, you know what you need to do, and you do your job. And a good experienced adventuring group, whether they've just met or they've been together forever, can figure that out pretty quick.
Yep.
I mean, that's
But
evident.
you don't have to
tonight.
question them at all.
I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to bow out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
All right,
to
cheers.
get ready
Good
for
job
bed.
tonight.
Yeah, same. Good night, guys.
Yep, have a good one, bud.
Night, night.
Yep, I gotta get ready for work in the morning. Can't hear you, Fritz.
And before we do that, I'm going to end the stream and thank everybody for playing and watching tonight. And we're going to be back to playing this once again on Sunday. So, folks, we'll talk to you guys again. Hang in there, because it's only going to get better. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.